Palkia Ice Rider deck profile. Alright, so 2 weeks ago, me and my roommate did a tabletop match, like a set, a best of three set, where I was playing Samurott Urshifu and they were playing Palkia Ice Rider. I've already gone over the Samurott Urshifu list, so today we are going over the Palkia Ice Rider list. So to start off, we have a 2-2 Palkia line. The first one isn't super relevant, but it does have a 3 energy attack for 200 damage, and then you can't attack on the next turn. The first attack is for 1 energy, and it's search your deck for a Stadium card and add it to your hand. But the big guy is the Palkia V-Star. This has an attack that's basically Big Suicune. It does 60 plus 20 more for each bench Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, which helps you hit some really high numbers, but it also has a once per game V-Star ability that is search your discard pile for 3 water type energies and attach them to 3 water type Pokemon in any way you want across your board. So that helps for setting up things more consistently where you don't necessarily need to Melanie. You could potentially boss and use this in the same turn to be able to take some big KOs. So even if your opponent tries to play around your bench attack, you have a 2-2 Ice Rider to make up for that, because you can still be hitting 250 plus damage with the secondary attack with that Max Lance attack, which if you discard 2 energies from this Pokemon, it does 250 damage. With a Choice Belt, that's 280. With a Leon, that is 310. So you're hitting some really big numbers with this. It also gives you something where you're not necessarily weak to Lightning throughout your entire deck. So having another alternate weakness in this deck, I feel will really help it in the long run. And it also helps you in the mirror against Palkia V-Star. You can underbench if you want, and then hit that 280 amount using Ice Rider. So it gives you another option, which I think is really good. Then for some mid-game consistency, we have 2 Bidoofs and 2 Bibarel. This is the Industrious Incisors Bibarel, and it is draw until you have 5 cards in hand. So that's the reason this is here. It's here for just consistent draw throughout the game once you get it set up. Then we have one of the new Starmie V. This is an 190 HP Pokemon that has a first attack that does 50 and hits through effects on your opponent's active, but also the second attack is the main relevant attack here. It's essentially Tapu Koko GX's GX attack as a normal attack, which is 50 damage per all of your opponent's energy in play, which is really good against an Arceus that wants to set up their field. Alright, so then we have Lumineon to search your deck for a supporter card using this. So you play it down, you search your deck for like an Arita, a Melanie, a Raihan, a Boss, etc. It's just really good for being able to grab a supporter at any point throughout the game. Good early game, good late game. It's just a good card. We've got Crobat for a little bit of burst draw, just quick ball, be able to get out of a sticky situation. We have the new Radiant Greninja, which has the ability Concealed Cards, which is discard a water energy from your hand, or any energy from your hand, and draw 2 cards. The reason I say water energy is because we are only playing water energy in this deck, and that attack that it has does 90 to 2 Pokemon. So you can be able to Star Portal onto the Radiant Greninja and snipe potentially 2 Sobbles, or a Drizzile and a Sobble. It's really good at shutting down your opponent's engines, which is also forcing a lot of decks to play Manaphy this format. So we have a 1 of Manaphy here to be able to protect our bench from things like that Radiant Greninja, as well as being just a soft tech for Urshifu in this meta, which is not as seen as it was in the previous meta, because honestly a lot of decks are playing Manaphy, which is turning a lot of people off from playing Urshifu. So we've got 2 Melanies as accelerating a water energy from discard to one of your Pokemon and then drawing 3 cards. Unfortunately, this doesn't work for the Radiant Greninja, otherwise it would be a lot better. However, it does still accelerate to your Ice Riders, your Starmie, your Lumineon, or your Palkia. Then we have 2 Marnie as a little bit of disruption, but also just consistent draw. It's draw 5. It's shuffle your hand, place it at the bottom of your deck, draw 5. Your opponent does the same, but only draws 4. Then we have 2 Research, which is discard your hand, draw 7. We've got 2 Boss to be able to gust up our opponent's Pokemon. We have 1 Raihan as another method of accelerating energy and tutoring out a specific piece from our deck. We have 1 Irida, which is search your deck for a water Pokemon. It doesn't have to be basic. It can also grab you Palkia V-Star, Ice Rider, VMAX, etc., and an item card, which is really good in this deck. Then we have Leon to be able to hit those harder to hit knockouts, like a VMAX knockout potentially. Most of the time it'll probably be used to try and hit past an Arceus that has a big charm on it, which will be really relevant. Then we have a Ball Search of 4 Quick Ball, then 4 Ultra Ball. Helps a lot for thinning out your hand, being able to search out specific things, and also being able to thin out your hand for Buy Barrel and draw until you have 5 cards in hand. Having 4 Ultra Ball is very good here. Then we have 2 Evo Incense, right there, to grab your evolutions for free at basically any point. Then we have 1 Battle VIP Pass, which to a lot of people might seem like a weird choice here. However, going second, this gives you a really good setup of being able to Quick Ball for Irida, for whichever water type you want, plus Battle VIP Pass to get yourself completely set up. It basically guarantees a 5-mon board turn 1, if you have either an Ultra Ball or a Quick Ball. Then we have 2 Cap Buckets to search for some water energies. Each Cap Bucket searches for 2 waters from deck, so it's nice for being able to tutor out the waters from deck very, very early. Then we have 1 Escape Rope, 1 Switch, 1 Tool Scrapper, 1 Echoing Horn, 2 Choice Belts. I should probably say Tool Scrapper removes tools. Echoing Horn lets you put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench, which helps with your damage output for Palkia. Then we have the Choice Belts for damage. The Air Balloons is another retreat option. 2 Temple of Sinnoh to shut down opponents' energies, like fusion energies you can shut down. You can shut down Double Turbo, so it's only 1 energy, etc., etc. It's very good. We have 1 Training Court, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 water energy. Pardon the kind of weird setup. I'm working in a box. Oh, actually, we have 8. We have 8 water energy. And this is so we can consistently have energy throughout our entire game. And that is the list. This was definitely a bit more of a scuffed covering than my last one, because my last one I had tested a lot with, whereas this one my friend has tested a lot more with, but I have not necessarily played as many games with this, so I wasn't as familiar with the list going through it. However, I do hope you enjoyed this deck profile and probably give the deck a shot. It's very good. Having a lot of options is very good. It makes it where you can't really get Roxanne out of the game using Buy Barrel, because you'll always have a way to drop to 5. I feel like the box style of Palkia is very underexplored right now, and has a lot of potential going forward. So, if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment any other potential decks you might want to see me cover, because I would love to cover a lot more lists going forward. That being said, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will talk to you all later.